These are the great wing shooting destinations of the world, steeped in tradition, offering the pinnacle of shotgun sport. Tour the planet with us.
Hi, I'm Chris Batha. Welcome to Maine. Fall in New England means one thing to the upland bird hunter: woodcock.
Autumn in New England. The words make for one nearly inseparable image. And nowhere is autumn in New England more beautiful than Maine. Maine's change of seasons plays on every sense. The autumn smells different. The sounds are of migration. The taste is of famed lobster. And the frosty morning air stuns suntanned skin. But the most sensational transformation is visual, the colors. From orange to yellow to bright red, the colors that take over the state at this time of year are awe-inspiring. But to the avid wing shooter, fall in Maine means woodcock. As more and more bright leaves fade and trickle to earth, it's time to head into the thickest upland covers with best friends or hunting companions.
You can actually look at it and think this is where woodcock would live.
Chris Batha is at Lean's Lodge in eastern Maine. He's heard about the great woodcock hunting in this part of New England, but it's his first visit to the state.
This is first time in Maine for me for woodcock and ruffed grouse, and so far fantastic scenery. You know, it's a land of lakes. We're only a few miles from the Canadian border. I drove up there yesterday, and I got to say, pretty spectacular. Great lodgings, great food, and looking forward to today.
So I run exclusively English pointers. I really like the breed. I like their intensity. Great bird dogs, mature very, very young, which really works well in my business. Today we're going to be hunting with Bud. Bud's a 1.5-year-old English pointer. LQ breeding out of Crazy Horse Kennels.
He's got a better pedigree than I have, haven't you, Bud? You know, traveling around the United States and looking at the different dogs used and everything else, the English pointer seems, you know, by far the dog of choice for upland bird shooting. Well, I know the Brittany's do a good job, and
they do.
You know,
they do. The English pointers, you know, he's an all-business kind of dog,
yeah.
and a lot of early bird drive, easy to train. These dogs are so intelligent, and their development is wonderful because you take a puppy and, you know, he can point a bird, that's wonderful, but you got to, you know, look at the terrain we're hunting, and it's a very diverse and sophisticated terrain. These dogs have to learn where to go, how to hit objectives, and how to find these birds.
Yeah.
That's really the whole game, how to find the birds.
Well, we wouldn't be able to do it without them, would we?
Can't do it without them. We've had rain for the last couple days. I believe that's going to limit the amount of birds that have moved into the area, but in addition, limited the birds that are moving out, because the woodcock are moving primarily in the evening. That's their migratory time. So last night we didn't have rain all night, but we had some pretty heavy rain, so the ground's going to be very wet. A lot of times in the rain and the windy conditions, the woodcock are going to be looking for conifer covers to be able to protect themselves from the heavy rain and the wind. Right now we have a dry period this morning, even though it's cloudy. We have a nice breeze. Scenting conditions should be good for the dogs, and that's pretty critical for us. Chris, why don't you go right in there and Chris, get ready for the shot. Bird probably ran up in here.
So we can come up, or
Move up a little bit.
didn't get the gun up properly on it.
No bird?
Don't think so. Didn't see it fall, you know. That was the original one he was pointing, perhaps?
Could have been, or he stopped again down there, so that could have been.
Yeah, just bad mount. Shooting cover like this is always a challenge. Of course, the bird was under my feet, came up, fumbled the gun mount, and 80% of all misses a gun mount. And, you know,
There it was.
No excuses, it was a poor shot.
Well, we got another point.
Oh, great. Let's see if I can do a bit better this time.
Yeah.
The electronic locators,
Yes.
you know, which makes us, we can find it in this deep cover, we can find the dog on point.
Sure.
In the past, I know they were bells,
Yes.
so you'd know the dog was on point when it stopped ringing.
Exactly. But
How the hell do they find the dog in this cover?
Now the job is to find the point when there's no sound. And, you know, as long as the dog's working real close, that's
Yes.
not too difficult to do.
Yeah.
But in this kind of real thick cover, and a dog like that who's ranging, you know, 50 to 100 yards, it's just impossible to see him.
Yeah.
I happen to be a little hard of hearing, too, so I really do need that beeper.
Well, turn right up.
That's right. Let's turn her on now.
Lobster. Its taste and its rarity create Maine's worldwide renown. The boats, marinas, and even economies of entire communities rely on the red delicacy. It's said that you can't make a visit to Maine without partaking of lobster. But in wing shooting circles, the state of Maine is known for woodcock.
Woodcock in Europe are nearly twice the size of the American woodcock, and I've hunted both before, and they're a real evocative bird, almost mystical with their jinking flight and the way they fly. One of the most exciting birds to hunt as far as I'm concerned.
One of the top locations is the area around Grand Lake Stream near the Canadian border. Located on the shore of the stream, you'll find Lean's Lodge, a rustic getaway that specializes in great upland bird hunting.
Even though Maine consists of primarily private land, we don't post property in Maine. A lot of the landowners do not post the property, so bird hunters are allowed free access to a large amount of the land up here, which makes it very nice and adds to the enjoyment of being here in Maine. How we're going to hunt this, Chris, is we're going to just walk in here. We're going to parallel the trail all the way down, southerly direction. Going to be a lot of apple trees all the way down through here. Chris, dog's on point right over here.
Oh, that looks pretty.
Head right in there.
Okay.
I'm going to go around. There goes, there goes.
I didn't understand that, you know, shooting a lot of quail in the south where they'll hold right under the dog. I expected the woodcock to be there, and of course what it is the dogs working the scent and working the moving bird. So that first bird got up totally unexpected from where I expected him to, and caught me by surprise, and I'm afraid that was a classic poke and hope shot. After all the 3 hours of good shooting, rushing ruins rhythm, I rushed.
Chris Batha is battling his way through the thick cover. It's hard work, but it's where woodcock hide, and where the hunter up to the challenge simply must go to find them.
Did you get him?
No.
Huh? Almost everybody who comes here has got to see a handful of flushes to understand how the game is played. These dogs are dealing with wild birds that are running and relocating through the woods, and I tell hunters, don't look down at the dog, don't pay attention to which way the dog's pointing, and certainly don't look at the bird, because that split second that bird's coming off the ground, that your eyes are down, is taking away the advantage of you being able to kill the bird. I try to let people know, keep your eyes at shoulder height, look out over the dog, because the bird may come up in any area around the dog.
By now I was getting a grip on how the birds react to the dog and where they'll be positioned to the dog.
There goes. Nice shot, Chris. Another one. There's two of them here. Good shooting.
Got one at last. You wouldn't believe that. All day, the dogs really worked these socks off for me. At last I delivered for the dog. Yes. And then a couple of yards, you should be right in the area now.
Oh, there it is, Chris. I got it.
That's the elusive woodcock I've been looking for all day.
You got it. You got yourself a male bird here.
How do you sex them?
Well, I'll show you real quick.
I hold the gun for you?
Yeah, sure, sure thing. The males are significantly smaller than the females. I can tell by the body size that this is a male and the length of the bill. What we'll do is we're going to also see how old the bird is. And one of the things we do is we check the secondary feathers here, not the primaries, the secondaries. And you can see that there's a buff line around all the secondaries.
I can see that.
And it's a clear, even line around the secondary. And also all the secondary feathers have similar modeling on both sides. That would make this a young bird, probably a bird of the year.
Oh.
Young male bird of the year. Males are being the last to move through the area.
Yeah.
Congratulations, sir.
Hey, nice retrieve, Charles. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Took me 3 or 4 attempts, but I'm pleased to get one.
And I think there's going to be quite a few more in here. It seems like we're doing pretty good.
Oh yeah, well the dog's doing great work.
He is doing good.
Yeah. Let's go look for some more.
Proud of that young boy.
Yep. He's doing a terrific job.
Yeah, come on through here.
Thank you.
The state of Maine is a wing shooter's paradise, but it's far from easy. The hunt for woodcock can test even the most experienced shooter, as days will be spent battling through thick trees and brush that make this country unique.
It's a bit frustrating to let the dog down, you know, when he's doing such a great job and you miss. As the alpha male as such in that hunting team, he must have been looking back at me as if to say, come on, you know, brighten up.
This is a tough bird, tough conditions, and but the process of hunting this bird is really where the joy comes from, because really you're only shooting 3 birds in the course of a day. But the process is really what brings joy to the hunters, the dog work, and then the determination and sticking with it all day.
Yeah, here's one.
Oh no, look at that.
What?
Stuck in the tree. Oh, there it comes.
It just blunders up through the cover, fights its way up through the canopy, and another lucky shot, down it came. So, you know, number 2 of the day. Yeah, it's definitely a 20-bore pellet. Yeah, there wasn't a 28 gauge pellet that it.
I never even fired.
Didn't you? It's another male, isn't it, Charles?
Another male, yeah.
Yeah, it looks. You know.
Yeah, he's hit pretty good in the wing there.
Yeah, I read that the females are a little larger.
Yeah, females are quite a bit larger. Now, this is interesting because you remember the secondaries and that other bird had that clear buff ring around it? You see how these do not?
Yes.
It's got uneven modeling. This is actually an older male.
Oh, right. That's probably why you held cover so much tighter than the younger bird.
We walked right, the dog walked right by that bird.
Yes, yeah.
Walked right by it. Nice shot. Hey, Chris, I want you to take a look at this. This is a real key indicator that there's birds in the area. That's just woodcock splash, and it's fairly fresh. And I'm seeing a little bit more of it out in this area, so it's a promising sign that there's gonna be some birds still lingering in this area.
We have the same sort of thing back in England. If you're looking for wood pigeon, where they roost, the roosty trees, you get the splash around the bottom. So you know, if you see it fairly regularly, once again, you know there's birds out to be hunted.
Yeah. This is really the highest concentration of splash that I've seen all day. So let's go on and see what we can do.
Well, Charles is excellent, you know, first-class guide, and you know, obviously the operator of the Leans Lodge. He's very calm in what he does and very professional. And you know, today was hard. You know, the big rain had come through last night, very cold, moved the birds about, and we spent a lot of time getting into them. When we did, it was fantastic. But he stuck with it, and you know, never let his head drop, and found us what we came here for. It's just some great and super shooting.
Here it goes!
Got it with the second barrel, didn't I?
You got him.
Yeah.
You got him. Give me a mark, Chris. Don't move.
I'm moving. That was a long shot for that second barrel.
Give me a mark, Chris.
To your left. About, at least. Keep going. Keep going.
I see it, Chris.
All right, well done. You've done a great job as a retriever today.
You know, those pointers are just not the greatest retrievers in the world, but you're a great marker. That was a perfect mark. You led me right to the bird.
Hey, thank you.
Good shot.
So that's my 3 for the day. So
That's
we can
your
go up
3.
and have a little drop of single malt.
I think so. You know, we're losing light here. I'm surprised you were able to pick up that bird going through this heavy stuff.
Yeah, they did see the glasses. The Ranger makes some great optics. These lenses are sodium yellow. They're great for cloudy days and when it's getting dark this time of the evening. You know, if I take them off, you know, it's dark.
Yeah.
With them on, it's like daylight. I could see that pretty good.
Good job.
Hey,
Beautiful.
Thank you.
It's your 3rd bird. Congratulations on your first Maine limit.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me up. I'm going to shoot everything with my 2nd barrel from now on because that's how I killed them all today. But made the 3, you know, done the triple. Really the key to today's hunt was determination. We stayed with it, we stayed with it. We kept hitting good covers. At the end of the day, we hit a nice little cover here, had a nice pocket of birds in here. I'm guessing there was probably 10 birds in the mix tonight. And I'm very thankful that we're able to hit these birds near the end of the day, get some good shooting. Chris got his limit. I'm very happy. Wow, this cover's tough. Woodcock live in some of the densest cover I've ever hunted in, and it's tough going. It's tough shooting. The thing that you have to think about is there's no time to move your feet, as in other upland bird shooting, i.e. quail or with the roosters. The ground's slippery, it's uneven, there's potholes, there's bramble. You're just not going to be able to do that. The windows of opportunity that the bird presents you are very small and very quick. And it's reaction shooting. See bird, shoot bird. There's a couple of things that can help. Choice of guns, one. Short barreled, 27, 26-inch gun. Short stock to help with a gun mount, good gun mount. And use small shot. Open chokes, give you every advantage you can on this wily bird. The woodcock flies in 2 distinctive manners, and this can help you in your preparation for the shot. One is a traditional fast getaway where it literally powers up with its wings in full turbo, and that gives a whistling sound that it's famous for. Flying straight away, you know, it gives you your best opportunity for your shot. The one that tends to eat your lunch the most is the one where he gets off the ground by springing up with his feet and gently flies away very softly. That's where you get that almost mystical, jinking, haunting flight as he floats away. Often he will, if you don't see him get up, he will slip away out the back of the cover off the point. Some of the little things that can help you in this is not looking where the dog's pointing or in the area around the dog. Look up, and that way the woodcock comes up into your vision. Most people are beaten by the blur of the bird that makes them poke and hope. Whereas if you have the gun in the air and you're looking in the air, say 6-7 feet above the dog, that will give you your best opportunity to get a good look at the bird, and a good look's going to give you a clean kill. You'll notice I'm shooting a hammer gun today. It's a fine shotgun made by Abbiatico and Salvinelli of the Famars family from Italy. It's an unusual hammer gun in the fact that it's a hammer ejector, but also a self-cocking gun, very unique. If you self-cock, that means the hammers are ready. Could be dangerous in the field, but the safety catch locks the triggers and therefore allows me to carry the gun loaded in the field, just like you would an over and under, a semi-auto, or a traditional side-by-side. The reason I chose the gun to shoot today is that pioneers of the past must have hunted these same covers using a hammer gun, and I just wanted to get the feel for what it was like, upland bird shooting in the Victorian era.
Day 2 of Chris Batha's visit brings rain. Lots of rain, but not enough to stop a couple of die-hard wing shooters. Ralph Stewart is editor of The Shooting Sportsman, the magazine for wing shooters and fine guns. He and Chris Batha have known each other for going on 10 years, but have never shared the field. Today, they won't let Mother Nature steal this opportunity.
Good boy. Well, today we have a little bit tougher conditions. We got some more wind than we did yesterday. We got quite a bit of rain starting to come in now. So, you know, I appreciate your dedication to the game.
Well, we're hard on hunters, and wouldn't it be better for the dogs, a bit more wind, more scent?
You know, he's gonna be able to pick up some scent. It's a little bit wild today, so we're gonna have to sort of figure out how it's gonna go. Hopefully the birds are gonna be tucked in on a thick edge where they can't run, and you know, we'll see if we can get them. Let's go hunting. Let's get to work. All right. It's any worse.
Well, it's a little damp out here, but it's Maine weather for you. We only have 1 month, October, to hunt woodcock, so this is the time you got to get out there and pound the covers.
It's not the best hunting conditions, not even close. But shortly after entering a thick patch of poplars, Ralph's wire hair auger goes on point.
Getting birdie, Chris.
So good
Watch
looking
out front.
point. Bird! Well shot. That was a long shot, Ralph. Keep a mark on that one.
Sorry I couldn't wait for you, Chris, but
That's
the
okay.
bird got up pretty fast there.
I slipped and lost my footing anyway. You know? But that was a great shot, long shot. You got a good mark on that bird?
Yeah, I think he's down in there. He's probably about 25 yards in. So.
Which way do I go?
Just about 5-6 yards to your right and keep going.
Okay.
And then when we get you lined up.
Hey, the dog's got the bird.
Yeah? Oh, well, great. Hey, good dog, Olga.
That sure was
All right.
That's a, hey, that was a good
boy.
off, and what a great retrieve.
Drop it. Good boy. Good dog. Excellent job.
There's
Yeah,
a nice
good.
woodcock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woodcock looks like
He looks as wet as you do.
Yeah, he doesn't look too happy to be out here either.
No. I got to tell you, this rain's really set in hard now. I don't know if we can take a break, see if we can dry up a little this afternoon. So perhaps a coffee at the lodge and.
Sounds great.
That
Sounds
was
like
a
a great
great
plan.
shot, Ralph.
Back at the dry lodge, over a much-needed cup of hot coffee, Chris, Ralph, and Lean's Lodge owner, Charles Drizza, spend the rest of a rainy day talking wing shooting.